Hi guys, Msnaturallymary here once again, and today I'm here to do an initial review for Nadula Virgin Hair Company. I received their Peruvian body wave in length 18, 20, and 22 with an 18-inch closure. The dimensions of this closure is 13 by 4. This is a Swiss lace frontal, which means that it goes from ear to ear, and it's a very good or nicely constructed frontal. I'm actually showing you guys right now how to bleach the knots using 40 volume developer along with a bleach lightener. I'm going to simply create a thick paste and then begin to pat it onto the closure. I'm covering the closure with aluminum foil and I'm leaving it for 30 minutes. Now if you like for your closure to be lighter or the knots to be lighter, then I would suggest decreasing the time to maybe 15 minutes. I ended up later actually tinting the closure so that it would blend much better with my skin tone. So you'll see that later on in the tutorial. I love how natural it looks. The great thing about a closure is that you can part it anywhere. And what I loved about actually bleaching the knots was that when I went about tweezing the hair to create a natural hairline, it made it so much easier to actually tweeze and remove the hair from the front to create that natural hairline. So bleaching the knots is a good idea if you're wanting it to look more natural. This is where I go about tinting the frontal. I'm using Adore in color Honey Brown in order to do so. I only put a little bit inside a container, added hot water, and then just left the frontal inside the container for maybe 5 minutes. So I'm showing you guys how to actually create a wig stand. Using a tripod, I simply place my mannequin head, which is a styrofoam mannequin head, onto the tripod to create a wig stand. So I begin the process of creating my wig by sewing on the frontal. You want to use T-pins in order to secure the frontal in place so it's not moving all around. And then just simply using a curved needle and thread, just completely thread or stitch all the way across. And then after it's completely stitched and you've actually sewn on your wefts, then you want to cut off the dome cap so that the lace is exposed. Once the closure and the bundles have been stitched, you want to cut the dome cap where the lace is covering it so that the lace can be exposed and show through the actual unit. So then when you're parting, you can actually see lace and you're not seeing the black so much. Right now I'm going to show you guys how I created my natural hairline. I'm doing so by simply tweezing the hairline, and I'm just pretty much, there's really no structure to how I'm doing it. I'm just doing what feels right for me and also what mimics my hairline. It's actually quite interesting because my hairline has more of a square or boxy shape. So it doesn't come out as natural as I would like, but it did the job for my first time actually doing it. So if your hairline is more of a rounded shape, then this closure would absolutely be perfect for you. But with my hairline, which is not really a typical hairline, it wasn't as natural as it could have been, let me just say that. But it still looked wonderful. So I'm just doing it on the left hand side as well, and then after I've completely tweezed, I'm just going to take my Denman brush and just brush out the hair that came out. In all, this is all the hair that was removed. After actually removing the hair, I'm going to begin to create baby hairs, and what this does is it removes or kind of conceals the line of demarcation so you're not seeing where the actual lace begins. Now I will say, if your hairline is like mine, you want to cut less of the hairline or cut it in the shape of your hairline. That's the mistake that I made. I noticed that after I finished this whole process that I should have cut less lace. So just as a disclaimer or just as a note for you guys and to myself for the next time that I do this, don't cut as much lace. Actually look at your hairline and decide what your hairline looks like and try to match it as best as possible, creating the shape that's necessary using the lace. So I use a razor or razor shears in order to actually cut my baby hairs. You could simply use scissors, but I feel like this method is more effective. I don't show this on camera, but I did use Got to Be Glued hair gel in order to lay down my baby hairs, and I noticed that the baby hairs were a little too sleek or a little too, they had too much hold. So I ended up applying water to those and then using a press iron, or I'm sorry, a flat iron, to actually curl the baby hairs a little bit just so they would lay down. Because when you're finished, the baby hairs actually lay straight rather than falling forward like they should or laying down flat. They don't do that. So you want to actually use a flat iron or any method you have. Maybe water would actually do it as well. So this is what the hairline looks like. As you can see, my hairline is more boxy or square shaped, so I should have left more lace, but I'll do that next time. I love how the closure and everything kind of meshed together very well. It looks so beautiful. I actually really like the texture. I love the construction of the closure and everything. I also really appreciated how the wefts were constructed. They were super thick. Like I've used quite a bit of extensions, and I love that I think these were the most nicely constructed wefts I've seen since I've actually gone through the process of exploring different hair extensions. I did notice that with this hair, after you wash it, it does not stay consistent with the original pattern, which is the body wave. So the front closure, which is what I actually washed, was different from the hair in the back after washing it. But you can actually just use a curling rod, or you can use your flat iron to actually create curls. But I just want to share with you guys that you are going to have to actually go through and fix that closure. You can't just wash it and then have the same curl pattern as the wefts. I probably should have just washed the whole unit so that it had a consistent pattern, but I only washed the closure. So this is what my hairline is looking like just right after I finish the whole process. And as you notice, the hairline looks a bit cut off. And what I could do to actually help to keep it secured in place is actually attach an elastic band. And I'll do that in my next video, because where it is right now, it slides every now and again. It doesn't slide a whole lot, but it does slide because it's not actually secured on with an elastic band or with combs. But I'll show you guys how to do that in my next video. That would also help the lace to lay flatter. So I'll be showing you guys that in my next video. I'm also going to try to show you guys how it would look if it's completely straight. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and also I'll leave all the links and details. Everything that I used in this video will be linked down below. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section, and I'll get to you guys as soon as I can. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.